How long will it take the economy, the stock market, and your job to recover? A month? 6 months? 3 years? What's up everybody, I am Jaspreet Singh and welcome to the Minority Mindset. Between the years 1900 and 2008, the average bear market or down economy lasted 367 days, which is a year and some change. Remember, that's just an average. After the 2001 dot-com bubble, we were in a short 8-month recession. After the housing market collapsed in 2008, we were in an intense 18-month recession. This 2020 crisis is a little bit different because we don't just have financial issues, we have health issues which are preventing our financial issues from being fixed. So how long will this 2020 recession last? Well, that's what we're going to be talking about today. So make sure you watch this video until the end because you don't want to miss any of these key details. This way you can make the best use of your money. But before we get into that, hit that thumbs up button below because if you don't, then YouTube doesn't show our video to anybody else. Subscribe to the Minority Mindset YouTube channel. That way you don't miss our new financial education videos every single week. And hit that little notification bell too because if you don't, then YouTube doesn't let you know when our new videos are released. First, let's make sure we're all on the same page of what a recession is. If you remember from one of my recent videos, I talked about how the economy and the stock market are similar but different. In the economy, a recession is technically defined as 2 quarters or 6 months of economic decline. So if you see jobs, businesses, and the economy slow down for 6 months, you are in a recession in the economy. In the stock market, we enter bear market territory, which means a downward stock market, when you see the stock market go 20% off of its highs. Technically speaking, we aren't in an economic recession yet because we haven't seen 6 months worth of economic decline. I mean, all this craziness started in March. But in the stock market, we've already entered bear market territory because as soon as the craziness started, the stock market fell over 20% in a matter of weeks. That being said, pretty much everybody agrees that we're in a recession or on the verge of entering a recession. I mean, banks think so, economists say so, even President Donald Trump thinks so. So for the purposes of this video, let's assume that we're already in a recession. This way we can discuss how long it's gonna take for us to get out. On one hand, this could be what I call a yo-yo recession like we've never seen before. We saw the stock market fall faster than ever, and we saw unemployment grow faster than we've ever seen in history. There's a chance that our economy and the stock market can recover just as fast, kind of like a yo-yo. On the other hand, there's a chance that this could be the starting phases of a very long and very painful economic depression, the likes of which many of us have never seen. Or it can be somewhere in the middle, kind of like Malcolm in the Middle. Knowing the range of possibilities for this recession is the easy part. I mean, it's somewhere in the range of Taco Bell mild sauce and Taco Bell fire sauce. But knowing where and how spicy this recession is going to be is the difficult question, and in order to answer that, you need to understand 4 things. First, we need to look at how long it takes before people start spending money again. Right now, a big chunk of America is rightfully sitting at home, scared to go outside, and scared to spend money. Sorry, Gucci, I'm isolating myself in the basement. Can't come shop right now. This pandemic has locked people inside of their homes, and they're all hugging their wallets very tightly because we have no idea how long this is gonna last. Let me make sure this is clear. The most important thing right now is your health. If you are not healthy, nothing else matters. So take your precautions and make sure that you and your family are okay. People will not start spending money again unless they feel safe. Safe first about their health, and then second about the economy. I mean, anytime you hear about a recession coming, people get worried and they start saving their money. Now factor in health issues and people start saving money even more aggressively because they don't want to spend. Isn't it interesting how people don't care about their finances until a crisis happens? As a quick tip before I get into the second point, you should consider saving at least some of your money at an online bank like our sponsor CIT Bank because you'll get a much better interest rate on your savings. And I got the link in the description below. Look, just because the average savings account in America pays nothing doesn't mean you have to settle for that. CIT Bank is an online bank, which means they have less overhead because they don't have all these physical branches, which means they have more money that they can pay you. Yes, they are FDIC insured, so your money is safe. It's free to open an account. You don't have to pay any monthly maintenance fees. You can access your money easily, and you can get a better return on your savings. If you're gonna be saving your money, you might as well get paid more interest. Anyways, if you do want to learn more and see how much more your savings can earn you, conditions apply, and I got the link for you in the description below. Minority Mindset is a partner with CIT Bank, so if you use them, we will get compensated, but there's no additional cost to you. I mean, it's free to open an account. So if you want to learn more and see how much more you can earn, I got the link for you in the description below. So if we want the economy to start working and we want to stop layoffs and we want businesses to grow, then we need people to spend money. And now the government is trying to stimulate and encourage people to spend money by sending out these $1,200 checks. Except these stimulus checks might not be enough. For a lot of people, $1,200 isn't going to cover rent, utilities, groceries, and everything in between. I mean, if most people got a $1,200 bonus while they were working, then yeah, they might go out and spend it. But right now the issue is, two, people don't have jobs. If you want the economy to start working, you need people to spend money. But people won't spend money unless they have a job first. Businesses around the country and the world are shut down, which means they have no money coming in, which means they don't have money to pay their employees, which is why we literally have millions of people unemployed right now. You might have seen this unemployment chart before, and it looks scary because, well, we all remember how painful the 2008 recession was, but the 2008 recession unemployment numbers look like a cute little bump compared to unemployment levels now in 2020. The question that everyone's trying to figure out is how many of these millions of people actually lost their jobs for good versus how many people just lost their jobs for the next 30 to 90 days until we can figure out this pandemic and control it. But that's not all that's being done. The government and the Fed are doing literally everything in their power to make it seem like the only thing that happened was we hit the pause button in the economy. That way, once this pandemic goes away, we just pick up our Nintendo or Xbox or PlayStation controller, hit that start button, and then we can go back to living our lives as if nothing ever happened. That's why they're pumping trillions and trillions of dollars into the business, into the economy, and into your hands with stimulus checks. This way people can stay afloat and people can act like nothing's wrong financially, even though, well, nothing is working financially. Printing all this money isn't free. I mean, it comes with a pretty hefty price tag that we taxpayers have to pay for, but I've already talked about that. But even if printing money was free, the fact of the matter is the longer people don't have jobs, the worse this recession is gonna get. So if we want the economy to open up and start growing again, we need people to feel safe spending their money. But people aren't gonna feel safe spending their money unless they have jobs, and people are not gonna have jobs unless, three, businesses open up and start growing again. When a business is booming and growing, they're gonna hire more employees to grow the business, which means more people will have jobs, which means more people will have money to spend and grow the economy. But right now, we're facing a challenge like we've never seen before because businesses around the world are forced to shut down, and so they don't have the opportunity to grow. Just like with people, the government and the Fed are taking action to keep businesses afloat because they're hoping that as soon as this pandemic goes away, restaurants and malls and gyms and movie theaters will open up and people will start going to these businesses just like normal. Is it possible that the day this pandemic ends, life will go back to normal? Yeah, it is. Is it likely? No, probably not. We've never faced a crisis like this before, so we don't have any historical guidance as to how people will react once things start to open up. Maybe once these lockdowns end, people will go back to living their life like normal. Maybe some businesses will be slow to open back up and people will be scared to go out and shop and sit in restaurants and go to movie theaters for another 3 to 6 months. Or maybe businesses are forced to shut down for so long and they don't have revenues for so long that there's no use for them to open back up because they're forced into bankruptcy. It's really hard to guess where we will be because as of now, this pandemic hasn't started slowing down in America. It's only been getting faster and faster. So until we can get over that curve and start slowing down, we can't predict how long and how painful this is really going to be. At the end of the day, right here, all of this depends on people's health. If people are healthy, businesses will open back up. So what we understand until this point is that if we want the economy to open back up and start growing, we need people to feel safe spending their money. But people aren't going to feel safe spending their money unless they have jobs. And people aren't going to have jobs unless businesses can open back up and start growing. And businesses will not be able to open up and start growing unless, 4, we can limit the ripple effect. When one business shuts down or one person loses a job, it doesn't just happen in a bubble. If an airline company goes bust and they don't exist anymore, well, yeah, those people that work for the airline company will lose their jobs, but it doesn't end there. Don't forget about the suppliers and the manufacturers for that company too. I mean, if this airline company goes out of business, well, now the carpet suppliers and the seatbelt suppliers and the seat suppliers for this airline company, all these companies, these supplier companies are gonna lose business and they might end up going out of business too. It's the same with people. I mean, if people lose their jobs, then they lose their income and then they might not have money to make their mortgage or their car payment or their credit card payments. So they might be forced into bankruptcy or foreclosure, which means now the mortgage company is going to get hurt, the car company is going to get hurt, and the banks and the credit card companies are going to get hurt. If it was just one person or one business, then it's okay. I mean, obviously it sucks for that person and the business, but that financial pain can be contained. But if we see a big chunk of businesses or industries start to shut down, then we're going to see a whole new wave of secondary and tertiary businesses get shut down because of this ripple effect. And that means that a lot of people are going to lose their jobs, which would create that second ripple effect of people not being able to pay their bills and their mortgage and their rent and everything in between. If we want to see a quick rebound in the economy, then we need to limit this ripple effect, because then that means businesses can grow and open up. And if businesses start opening and growing, then more people will have jobs. And if more people have jobs, people will feel safe spending their money. But none of this is possible until we can get this virus out of our system. This virus isn't the reason why our economy is hurting so bad right now. I mean, it was just the straw that broke the camel's back. If businesses had been smarter with their money, they'd have the cash reserves to go through a few months of slowdown without needing trillions of dollars of government aid. It's the same with people. If people had been smarter with their money for the last decade, people would have savings, and 2 weeks without pay wouldn't lead to disastrous consequences. But unlike previous recessions where the economy could be fixed through financial aid, this time we need the help of health aid, because we need people to get healthy, which throws in a brand new variable, which means if you want to make the smartest decisions with your money now, you need to stay on top of what's happening in the finance and business world. And if you're looking for an easy way to do that, we have the free Minority Mindset newsletter, where our team first breaks down the top finance and business news, and then we show you how this news affects your wallet. And this newsletter is completely free. And you can join our newsletter by clicking the link up here or by clicking the link in the description below. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, share it with one friend. That way we can help spread the word. If you want to learn more about why most banks in America pay you nothing, I already made a video on that, and you can watch it on YouTube by clicking this button right over here. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep hustling.